struggle. I'm not defensive about it.
Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another match reaction video. First things first, guys, make sure you smash the like, subscribe if you're new around here, and as always, leave your thoughts in the comments below. And after the positivity of the 3-0 win against Club America, Chelsea came crashing back down with a 4-2 defeat to Manchester City. And yeah, some recurring issues and definitely a few causes for concern moving forward. Another 4 goals conceded is not a good sign, particularly 10 goals conceded in 4 pre-season games. And it's not great when you factor in we've basically played one good team, and that was Man City, and they had basically had most of their reserves out, you know, hardly any first team players in that lineup. So yeah, definitely defensively there's cause for concern. And yeah, just kind of in a bit of a strange place right now, to be perfectly honest. But you know, I looked at the lineup. When the lineup came out, I was like, I felt good about it. I felt excited about it. You know, we see an Enzo, Caicedo, Lavia all starting for the first time ever in a Chelsea side. And look at the team here. You know, James, Tosin, Colwell, Gusto, that Lavia, Caicedo, Enzo, and then you get Dewsbury Hall one side, Mudryk the other side, and then Nkunku starting through the middle for the first time on the pre-season tour. And that's exciting. That really was exciting. But you know, I'll tell you what isn't exciting is when you throw the game away inside the first 5 minutes. Basic errors. Tosin inside the first couple of minutes, giving the ball straight to Haaland. Yes, it's a soft penalty, and in a competitive game, you probably don't get that. You then have Caicedo, you know, again inside the first 5 minutes, giving the ball away literally, virtually inside the penalty box, and we get punished. You know, it doesn't matter how well you set up, it doesn't matter how much practice you, it doesn't matter how good a manager you are, or how good the players are. If you are making that level of basic mistake, you are going to struggle to win a lot of football matches. You cannot be making those mistakes. You simply can't be doing it. It's like, why do we keep doing that? And you know what? This is not you know, a new thing. This is not a new thing at all. You know, the coaching's got to tighten up. You know, the precision. We've got to stamp out the mistakes when we're playing out from the back and in our own third. We conceded 4 goals. All the goals tonight are from, not tonight, sorry, all the goals last night were from us giving the ball away. Every single goal we conceded was from a mistake from ourselves giving the ball away. You know, and then we got there's brilliant incisive passing wasn't there. Look, I'd be more worried if City had won 4-2 last night, but they'd like literally carved us apart and taken us to the cleaners. You know, beside the goals that they scored, guys, you know, their other shots weren't exactly, you know, massive opportunities. But then when you put it on the flip side for us, the chances that we missed some gilt edge opportunities. Enzo Fernandez with the lob, Ortega makes a couple of decent saves. But I think what this really sums up is a strange game, but it sums up what Chelsea have been, guys, for kind of the last 12 months or probably longer. You know, silly individual errors, again, plagued by individual errors last season, lapses in concentration as well. How many times have we seen it, guys, last season where we concede one and then we concede another one pretty much straight away as well? Keeps happening. Happened again yesterday, 2 in the first 5 minutes and then 2 in a 5-minute spell in the second half as well. And that's going to give teams with high quality chances. And that ultimately overshadows any other positives. I thought Levi Colwell come in today. He looks rusty at centre-back. Caicedo looked rusty as well, as you'd expect. Just his first minutes of pre-season, you can be a little bit more forgiving there. Gusto is normally so good on the ball. You know, really cheap giveaways, you know, particularly in that second half. There's definitely a few goals that Sanchez could have done better with. The penalty, I thought he could have done a bit better with. The third City goal, I felt he could have done better with. And I just look at him in goal, and I just don't think he really inspires that defence with any level of confidence. I suppose if you're looking at positives from the game, because I want to try and be balanced, how many times have we said this, though? We created enough opportunities to win the game. So many big chances. Yeah, I'm just not going to run with this. Oh, you know, we created a lot of chances thing. How many times have we said that? Oh, yeah, but we created lots of opportunities, but we didn't take them. You know, being clinical is is fine margins, but it has such a huge impact. Such a huge impact. But you know, that's kind of where Chelsea are at right now. We're making the same mistakes that we've been making for the last few seasons, and it doesn't seem to be looking like it's going away anytime soon. Goals conceded, they're not new. The last time Chelsea were good defensively, let's be honest, probably under Thomas Tuchel. And that was really the last time we kind of had a settled, consistent defence. You know, a couple of the goals yesterday come from players who weren't on the same wavelength, you know, in terms of the passing, just not reading situations. You know, I also think this is where you see the benefit of, you know, the senior Man City team all playing the same way. You know, the development squad plays the same way, the senior team play the same way. So when you see a lot of those kids playing last night, it makes that transition from the younger teams easier because you're still occupying the same spaces on the pitch and you're still doing the same routines in the same structure. You're just doing it in the first team. But look, you know, we know that City pressed very well last night. You know, not every team is going to press like Man City. And look, you know, as players are going to get more confident in the system and they get fitter, they fit better into the system, then hopefully, you know, in theory, guys, our passing should be faster, it should be sharper, it should be more accurate. All these things, whether that happens or not, is basically going to be down to the quality of Enzo Maresca's coaching. And now a lot of people are saying, oh, it was Man City's kids, you know, Chelsea got battered by Man City's kids or whatever. But let's be honest, Man City didn't create very much from open play. But what they were good at and what the best teams do, they were ruthless on capitalizing on our mistakes. You know, plenty of strikers will get those opportunities that Haaland got yesterday and maybe only score one of them. You know, that's the difference. And as I said, guys, look, I'm a little bit concerned, but I'd be more concerned if we were just getting scythed apart. You know, they were just cutting through us with ease. But actually, you know, the shape worked reasonably well yesterday. It helped us play through the lines. We created a lot of good opportunities, 5, 6, 7, I think, maybe good openings. And as we say all too often, either the final ball or the finishing let us down. But I think that another big factor, guys, and we've seen it last season, when we concede once, we look so vulnerable. And in the preseason so far, you look at the games that we've had. If we've conceded again, you know, so far in preseason, if we conceded again in the next 10, we concede in the next 10-minute spell. You know, that's what happens. We concede, and then within the next 10 minutes, we're conceding again. So we've got to find that composure and that calmness to take back control of a game once we've conceded. So yeah, there's cause for concern. Yes, you know, I'm not particularly happy with certain things I'm seeing, but I think right now is not the time to panic. If we get to sort of the third, fourth, fifth game of the Premier League and the same mistakes are happening week in, week out, I'll be far more concerned. But I think right now, a lot of this can be put down to learning the system. I mean, in terms of positives, I felt that Noni Madueke was good, made an impact when he came on. There was actually end product, nice assist for Raheem Sterling, and then a great goal, a nice composed finish from himself. So that end product is there. We just need to see it on a more consistent basis. I thought Sterling played well yesterday as well when he came on, took the goal well, looked bright, looked a threat. We just need those levels of consistency. I thought Romeo Lavia was absolutely brilliant again. Looks a really top player. And he's playing his way into that Chelsea side. Simple as that, you know. He was brilliant again. That pass on Madueke's goal was fantastic from him. Yeah, really good. And I think Lavia should be starting the season as the first choice midfielder. I thought Dewsbury Hall was a little bit quiet. Nkunku, you know, busy, industrious, not perhaps his best game, but still looks a threat at that top end of the pitch through the middle. Mudryk himself, you know, there were some good moments. Decision-making's got to improve, though. But I thought he was okay. I don't think him playing on the right-hand side necessarily suited him that well. But ultimately, that's kind of where we're at right now. You know, too many individual errors. And we just got to hope that we're making those in pre-season and we don't make those by the time the season comes. And you can just sort of feel like it's building up now. The start of the season is going to be so important for us because mistakes like last night at Stamford, we make those sort of mistakes like we made last night at the Bridge, a toxic environment is going to develop there very, very quickly. And we saw Maresca, he sort of took the fight to the Leicester fans last year. I don't know whether he'd do the same thing at Chelsea or not. But I think a big part of the issue is that Chelsea fans are so spoiled and so entitled. No one's got any patience, and all people want to do is just throw their toys out the pram rather than supporting the team. Pre-season is not the time to be getting, yes, of course, point things out, criticize certain things. Now's not the time to be writing the season off as a disaster. No way at all. But what I would say is that, if we don't start getting behind this team, players aren't going to want to play at Stamford Bridge. Players aren't going to want to join the football club because of a toxic stadium. No one wants to play in a toxic stadium. And it's going to put the players off joining amongst another of other things. There's been a lot of mistakes made at senior level decision making that needs to be scrutinized. And we should be directing criticism there, not a manager who's had 6 weeks in charge of a massively oversized squad. So, I think, yes, be concerned, sure, but now's not the time to be writing the season off and saying that Maresca's shit and it's going to be a complete disaster. Absolutely not. Look, how much better are we going to get? Hopefully a bit better. We've got Nicholas Jackson to come back in. We've got Cole Palmer to come back in. And we've got Mark Cucurella to come back in, all of which should make a little bit of a difference. But I don't know how much better we're going to be. Yes, of course, there's always going to be teething issues when getting used to it. But going 4-0 down in 2 out of 4 pre-season games, that's not part of the plan. Absolutely not part of the plan at all. So, yeah, work to be done for sure. Absolutely work to be done. How much better are we going to be in 2 weeks' time when we play Man City at Stamford Bridge? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, if I'm being perfectly honest. I mean, Pep himself saying after the game, those mistakes won't happen at Stamford Bridge. He was kind of blaming the pitch. It's like, bro, we're giving away sloppy passes in the box. It's got nothing to do with the pitch, brother. Nothing to do with the pitch whatsoever. So you look at it in 2 weeks' time, how much better are we going to be? You'd hope we'd like to be a little bit better. But you sort of get the feeling that once again, we are going to be heavily reliant on Cole Palmer. So let's wait and see what happens, guys. Cause for concern, absolutely, particularly defensively, and particularly the same issues plaguing us again and again and again. But we just got to stick with it. There's no point throwing the toys out the pram now. As I said, get to game week 4, 5, or 6 and the same issues are happening. Legitimate grounds for concern, and rightly so. But right now, it's not the time to be chucking the manager under the bus, hammering him. It's going to take time to learn these things, but it is worrying that the same mistakes are being made again and again and again. Anyway, guys, onwards and upwards. Real Madrid next. Doesn't get any easier. Final game of the tour. Thanks for tuning in as always, people. Make sure you smash the like, subscribe if you're new around here. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll catch you again in another one soon. Up the Chelsea, and peace out.